Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, so everyone able to see my screen? Yeah. Can you confirm anyone? My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everyone created the account, right? AWS account. Any challenges, anyone?
yeah, I created, sir.
Okay. Account is activated, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yeah. So others, whoever not created so far, we can create today itself. Okay. Yeah. So creating account is very easier, very simple. So you can use valid email address and valid card, debit or credit card, right? And you can activate the account. Fine. Yeah. So yesterday we gone through console, right? So we gone through console and we checked the VPC and different services, right? Yeah. So log into AWS, AWS.amazon.com, right? Sign into the console. Click on sign into the console. Select root account. Give your email address here. Click on next. Now you can give the captcha. So whatever captcha we have here, okay, you can give that. So this is not 9, right? So sometimes it will show you like this. So if any issues are there in the data center, sometimes, or else if any, yeah, if you give a wrong captcha, it will show you like this. You need to give proper captcha. Yeah. Now I'm able to log in my console. So AWS console is very secured, right? So we need to give proper information, otherwise it will not allow you to log in, right? Yeah. So we already gone through here EC2. What is EC2? We discussed, and here networking part also we discussed. Regions, zones we discussed. Okay, and now today. So before going to this small announcement. Yeah, so I'll be on vacation for coming 1 week from tomorrow. Okay, so once in a year from Harsha Trainings we go to vacation. So all the trainers from tomorrow coming 1 week there will not be have sessions. So I give you homework. I share with you 5 videos, previous batch videos. What is EC2, how to create EC2 instance, and how to connect EC2 instance, and what is the key pair, what is security group. I share two EC2 videos and 3 Linux videos. So you need to do homework, right? You need to go through the 5 videos and how to create EC2 instance, how to connect EC2 instance. You need to practice. So this 1 week, okay. Once classes resume, I take live classes again from EC2. Okay. So EC2 is the core service, very important service. So every day in real-time projects, we connect EC2 instances. So as a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, what we will do, we create infrastructure, right? We create infrastructure. Infrastructure is nothing but servers, storage, network, right? Yeah. So EC2 is the first service. Yeah. You need to practice EC2, going through videos, whatever I provide. Again, the classes would be resumed on 16th. So 10 days, including weekends. Okay. Yeah. So this is already planned, 1 month back planned. So all the batches we gave holidays for coming this 10 days. Okay. Yeah. So you need to practice. If you have any questions, you can post in the group. So if possible, I'll take online classes for few, 3, 4 classes I take. If possible, internet is available, so everything is available. I can take the online class for 3 or 4 classes. Okay, yeah. So meanwhile, you need to
Yes,
practice
Ram Garu.
EC2 and yeah. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Yeah, will you be
Go ahead.
sharing the previous videos as well?
Yeah. I'll share. I'll share previous videos as well as along with that previous batch videos. 5 videos I'll share with you today. Okay, EC2 videos,
Okay, I will be
Linux
sharing
video.
via email.
Once we complete EC2, we need to
Ye-
work on Linux. Okay, so 5 videos I'll share
Okay,
with you. Yeah,
okay, you will share via email, right?
in the group,
You will be sharing, okay, in
in the
the group,
WhatsApp
WhatsApp
group.
group only.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Okay.
You can connect web WhatsApp and you can download the videos into your laptop.
Okay, right. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Ram.
sir, you can share the yesterday class. I joined the group today. I didn't get the yesterday class link.
Okay, so you need to connect Google Classroom. So our people shared something, right? Show you Google Classroom link shared, right?
Yes, sir.
Everyone
Yesterday we
should, yeah, everyone should connect that 74 batch here. Here they shared Google. See here, classroom.google.com. This you need to register. You need to provide valid email address here so that in this Google Classroom, you'll get all the videos. So I just click on this here. If I click on this, this is my email address, join classroom. So you need to give proper valid email address. If you give other email address, it will not allow. See here, what is this? These are the YouTube videos actually. They provide, yeah, these are the YouTube videos. You can register this. They provide normal recordings also. Okay, first you can go through this. So our people will provide all the videos here. So one more Google Drive will be created here. So already introductions, demos completed, right? So one more link will be provided in that. So all the recording videos available. Okay, you can register this today. Excuse me. Yeah. So today we are going through other services, which are very core services, important services. Okay. Yeah. So networking we already discussed, right? Networking VPC we already discussed. So networking concept is very important concept. So while working on real activities, real time activities, yeah. So sometimes we create subnets, sometimes we create IP ranges, servers instead of the subnets. Okay. Yeah. So as a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, we need to work on infrastructure, right? Yeah. Next one, storage. So let us go with storage. What is storage, anyone? What is storage?
It's collection of data.
Yes. Okay. It's a space, right? So to store operating system, applications, databases, right? It's a space. Yeah. Now, so in real time projects, so we are going to work on 5 types of storages. which are like, first one is EBS volumes, EBS. What is EBS? EBS full form is elastic block storage. So EBS storage we use. This is very important storage for storage. Okay. Yeah. So EBS is a block level storage. Block level storage. Okay. So we can create block by block. We can create block by block from 1 GB to 16 TB. 1 GB to 16 TB block by block. And we can attach this storage to EC2 instance. So this storage we can attach to EC2. What is EC2 instance, anyone? EC2 instance and anyone having idea? It's a server. It's a virtual server, cloud server. Okay. We create this EBS storage, block level storage from 1 GB to 16 TB that we can attach to EC2 instance, right? Yeah. So this storage we can increase, we can decrease by single click. Okay. Yeah. We can expand, we can reduce also, right? We can increase the volume speed. Volume speed is nothing but we can say IOPS. IOPS. What is IOPS? Input output per second. Speed of the drive, right? We can increase whenever needed. We can decrease, right? So this is a bit costlier storage. This is a bit costlier storage. Here we use SSD drives. SSD drives. What is SSD drive? SSD. What is SSD? In our laptop also we are using SSD.
Solid state drive.
Exactly. Yes. Solid state drive. So higher speed drives. Solid state drive. Yeah, state drive. Solid state drive. Input output per second. Per second. The speed of the volume, right? Yeah. So this is mainly for EC2 instances. We can create one storage. We can attach to the EC2 instance. Okay. Yeah. This is first storage, which is very, very important. Second storage, we work on S3. What is S3? Simple storage service. Okay. Yeah. EBS volume is a block level storage. We can create a block by block from 1 GB to 16 TB. S3 is a objective storage. Objective storage. Yeah. So we can store any objects in the S3, like binary files, image files, video files, audio files, any files we can store in the S3, like Google Drive. This storage we can compare with the Google Drive. In Google Drive, we can connect to Google Drive, we can upload any files, you can download any files, we can modify any files, right? Same way, S3 is the object storage. In S3, we can store any type of objects, right? So this is a global storage. This is global storage. So this is a regional storage. First one is regional storage. Second one is global storage. Yeah, for example, if I create a S3 here in Mumbai region, if I switch to Americas region, I can access from Americas region also. This is global service, globally accessible. Okay. Yeah, these two are very important. Next one, third one, EFS storage, elastic file system. What is elastic file system? So it is also one of the storage. This is a file level storage. File level storage. We can store any files. We can transfer any files from one region to other region, one zone to other zone. In real-time projects, we use Windows share folders, right? Windows share folders. We can share the data. We can access the data, right? So the same way, region to region, zone to zone, we can transfer the files. We can share the files by using elastic file system. Okay. Next one, fourth one, Glacier. What is Glacier? So Glacier or S3 Glacier both are same. So Glacier is a cheaper storage compared to all other storages. Glacier is a cheaper storage. This is mainly for backups and archive. So this is cheaper storage compared to other storages. So we can use this Glacier for taking the backups and archive. Archive means retrieve, right? Yeah. So I give you small scenario about Glacier. For example, as per the project team requirement, so we created one server. We created one server with 10 GB storage and two CPUs and 32 GB RAM, right? As per the requirement, we created one server, EC2 instance, hand over to project team. Okay. So once we hand over the server to project team, they start working on the application development, whatever development, right? Developers, they start the development. So once the project is completed, maybe after 6 months or after 1 year, they ask us to terminate the server. Terminate means delete, right? So whatever EC2 instance we hand over to project team, if the project is completed, they ask us to terminate the server, right? So once we get the request for terminating the server, we need to terminate the server. At the same time, we need to save the EBS volume storage, because in the storage, the data is available. The data will be available, right? Yeah. So that data, if you keep the data, if you hold the data for 3 months, 4 months in the EBS volume is a bit costlier. EBS volume is a bit costlier. That is what we will do. We can move the data to Glacier. Whatever data is available on EBS volume, that we can move to Glacier. Why we need to move the data to Glacier here? To reduce the costing, right? To reduce the costing. So for example, 1 GB storage cost, if you store in Glacier, would be $1, for example, right? So the same way, the same storage, same data, 1 GB data, if you store in EBS volume, that would be $20. Glacier is 20 times cheaper, 20 times cheaper. But this Glacier, we cannot directly attach to the EC2 instance. Compared to EBS volume, this is bit slow. Glacier is bit slow. This is mainly for backups and archive, right? Yeah. So this storage we cannot attach to EC2 instance. EC2 instance, right? So EC2 instance we can create EBS volume only, even though we cannot attach EFS to the EC2, right? Yeah. Glacier is a cheaper storage. Yeah. So currently we are using for taking backups, save the data into Glacier, and whenever the client required, the project team required, we can archive, we can retrieve, right? Yeah. And the next one,
While retrieving, how we'll map the volumes to the EC2 from Glacier?
how can map, right? You are saying.
Yes, I mean in the earlier example you said we cannot map the Glacier volumes to the EC2. So
Ah,
when we archive the data and if there is any restoration is required, so how
yeah,
can
yeah.
we restore the data from the Glacier?
Hmm. How can we restore, right? So we have steps. I'll
Yeah.
show you while working in Glacier. Definitely, we'll go through this. Okay. Yeah. So by creating simple rules, we can move the data to Glacier. So if any project team require the data, very easier way to retrieve the data. We can retrieve the data from Glacier. I'll show you that. Practically, we'll see that. Okay. Yeah. Next one, fifth one, snapshot. What is snapshot, anyone? Snapshot,
Point in time copy.
point in time copy, right? Snapshot is a one copy, right? Yeah. Why we require snapshot in real-time projects? Where we use the snapshots? Anyone having idea?
Testing our backup purpose.
Right. For example, so application development is completed by developers. That application we are going to deploy onto production servers. While deploying the application, so project team developers ask you to take one snapshot, one copy, right? So while deploying the application, if the deployment is failed, the server application will be crashed, right? So by the time, if you have snapshot, one copy, by using the snapshot, you can revert to original state. You understand, right? So while deploying application on servers, project team asks you to take snapshot, one copy. If the deployment is failed, by using snapshot, you can revert back to original state. So revert means rollback plan, right? And also snapshot, when we take snapshot, that will convert into binary format. For example, 10 GB data is there. 10 GB data, I took the snapshot. So 10 GB it will convert into 500 MB. Very small file, binary copy, convert into small copy. That snapshot you can hold for 1 month if required. So whenever needed, you can revert back to original state. It is one snap, one copy, point in time. Point in time means, so for example, if I take snapshot now, up to here, the copy is available. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is snapshot. Next one, sixth one also, we have AWS backup. AWS backup. So here we have service storage. We have AWS backup also. See here, AWS backup. So what is backup, anyone? What is backup? So the data which we stored in the server, we can take alternate copy, right? So because any point of time, so server may be crash, hard drive, the drive volume may be corrupted, right? So by the time, if you have backup, we can easily retrieve that and we can reuse that backup, right? Yeah. So here backup types, backup strategies. We use four type of strategies we use. Okay. First one is daily backups. Second one is weekly backup. Third one is monthly backup. And the fourth one is on-demand backup. Yeah. So what is daily backup? So normally daily by 6 p.m. daily, we can take backup by 6 p.m. daily, right? So whatever changes happen in the environment, that will be backed up. Normally daily backups, we can use, for daily backups, we can use incremental backup. What is incremental backup, anyone? Incremental backup.
So
Incremental
recent
means,
changes from last backup.
exactly, recent changes from last backup, right? So daily 6 p.m. we are taking the backup. So only you can take incremental backup, whatever changes happened from last taken backup. Yesterday, I have completed backup at 6 p.m. For example, from yesterday 6 p.m. to today 6 p.m., whatever changes happened, those will be backed up, which is nothing but incremental backup. Latest changes only, right? Yeah. So this backup retention is 30 days. What is retention? Retention is 30 days. So, yes. Retention is nothing but, so we can hold the data up to 30 days only. From 31 days onwards, this will be removed. This will be gone. We'll start rewriting the data, right? Yeah. And this backup will be started daily at 6 p.m. Why we need to start 6 p.m.? Morning 10 a.m., 11 a.m. also can start, right? Why we need to start 6 p.m. daily? What is the importance here? Normally, if you start 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., what will happen? So this backup will be happened through network, right? So if you start by 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., the network traffic will be increased, right? So that is why we should not start the backup in business hours. If you start in business hours, what will happen? So network traffic will be increased so that no one can connect to servers, developers, testers, everyone will get some issues, right? So that is why after business hours, we need to start the backup of business hours. So that is why 6 p.m. we start daily. Okay. Yeah, this is a incremental backup, daily backup. So weekly backup, you can take a full backup, right? Yeah. So this backup retention is full backup means all backups, right? Retention is 90 days. Okay. So this backup will be started at every week, every Friday, 8 p.m. every Friday. Okay. So this will be end up by next day morning. Okay, this is also end up by next day. Before that, it will be end up. Okay, yeah, this is a second strategy, which is a weekly backup, and the third one, monthly backup, also full backup. Here also retention 90 days, and this backup will be started at every month first Friday, 6 p.m. End up by next day morning. Okay, and next one, on demand backup. This is very important, on demand backup. So what is on demand backup? What is on demand? On demand is nothing but instantly, immediately, right? Yeah, so why we require on demand backup here? For example, we start, yeah, daily backup started or weekly backup started. So backup is failed. For example, few servers which are very critical servers, production servers, the backup failed, production server backup failed, but the backup is very important. That is why what we will do, we can run immediately, manually. That is nothing but on demand. On demand backup means we can run instantly, immediately, whenever needed. Okay. Yeah. So these are the backup strategies. We'll go deep dive. So all the sessions will go practically. So EBS volumes, S3, EFS, Glacier, Snapshot, AWS backup, right? So all this will go practically, right? This 6 stories we are going to discuss in our sessions. Okay. Yeah. Now,
Ram, one query here.
yeah.
As we
Mm,
mentioned the types of storages, right? So what type of
yes.
hardware we'll use on each storage or each service?
What type of hardware, right? You're asking.
Yes, yes.
Ah, yeah. So in block level storage, we use persistent volumes. So I'll show you, for example, here, I'll show you that. So all the storages you cannot check. I'll show you EBS volume and other one. Okay. Yeah. For example, if you create any EC2 instance, so yeah, how to create, I'll provide you video. Just go through. You will understand. Okay. Here, if you go down, see here, what is this? Storage volume, right? Storage volume. Click on edit, click on expand, see here. This is the storage type EBS volume, right? So here we discussed what is this?
IOPS.
IOPS, input output per second. This is the speed, 3000 speed. Okay. Volume type, see here, volume type. These are the volume types. General purpose SSD, solid state drive, GP3, general purpose 3. So all are solid state drives. See here, these are all solid state drives. In our laptop also we are using solid state drives, right? So cold HDD, hard disk drive, throughput optimized HDD, magnetic standard. So like this, these are the types of storages we use. Even in our laptop
Okay.
also, we are using solid state drives, right? I'll show you. I'm using solid state drive. They haven't given anything here. Disk, they haven't mentioned here. SSDs, they haven't mentioned. So this is actually, I have two disks in my laptop. So one is a solid state drive. Okay. Yeah. So solid state drive is higher speed drives, higher speed drives. Okay. So in our server side, EC2 instance side, we use the solid state drives only for EBS volumes. Okay. So the brand we cannot see. Brand maybe Seagate, Samsung, right? Maybe Hitachi. Different brands are there. The brand we cannot see. Fine. Yeah. These
Okay.
are
And
the
how about the remaining services? Because we have the multiple, and for all the devices, we use the same type of hardware, or we can differentiate based on our requirement.
right. We don't use same drives. S3, it is a normal storage. Okay. EFS normal
Uh,
storage. So only EBS
Normal
volume,
storage in the sense, is it a
normal
SATA drives?
SATA,
The
SATA type.
because there are
SATA,
SATA drives.
SATA, yes, SATA one, not SSD, SATA drives. So EFS also normal drives, SATA only. Glacier also, it is very cheaper. This is very cheaper one. Old storage. Okay. Snapshot also will be saved in normal drives. Okay. So backups we use. This is mix up drives actually, mixed drives. Okay. Yeah. So backend that doesn't matter actually. So we don't need to worry about. We are not managing the data center, right? Data center is managed by AWS vendor, right? So as a DevOps engineer, what we will do when we required any resources, right? We can simply create the resources. For that request, for that resources, we need to pay the bills, right?
I agree, but for any tuning requirement or the performance related, if there any customer ask what type of disk we are using based on the requirement, at that time we need to explain based on the services, right? Because if you, as you mentioned, if you are using for SATA or the SATA drives for S3 or EFS, SATA
Right.
is having a very low performance compared to the SSD or FC disks because it is having a big chunk size and it will give a low performance. So
Right.
if you use for this S3 and EFS for
Actually,
the
yes.
live
Hmm.
projects, so it would be
Actually,
an performance related issues, right?
so we cannot say exactly SATA for S3. Okay. So we cannot say exactly. So mix-up drives are available. Okay. So that level of we need to no need to go that much of deeper. Okay. Yeah. So EBS
Mhm.
is SSD. S3 EFS, they are not exactly using SATA, uh, but here mix-up drives. Okay. So whatever services they are providing, AWS, whatever storages, whatever network, whatever resources they're providing, those are very high performance hardware they are providing backend. They have very good storage, very good resources backend. Okay, but exactly cannot say. So EBS we can say SSDs. This is 100%. But S3 EFS mix of drives, not exactly SATA, not exactly SSD. Okay. So as per the
Okay.
requirement, we can create either S3 or EFS or Glacier. Okay. Yeah. So normally S3, why we use S3 in real-time projects? What we will do in S3? So KT files, image files, ISO and SOPs, standard operating procedures, shift rosters, we save in S3, right? But EBS volume, operating system, databases, applications, we store. EFS, file sharing, file transferring. Glacier, backups. Okay, snapshot, application, deploying applications, we can take the server snapshot. So backup strategies, we can take all the backups, whatever. So normally daily backups, we stored share folders, critical applications, and DNS entries, DHCP entries. Weekly backup, full backup, all VM backup, all database backup. Monthly backup, we can take again all production applications and databases. On demand, whatever servers failed, that we can take on demand. So why we need to use three different backup strategies here? This 3 strategies required. Is it required? Only one strategy is enough, right? Why we need to go with three strategies here? If any backup is missing from daily backups, we can retrieve from weekly. If any backup is missing from weekly, we can retrieve from monthly. That is why every organization, they are using 3 standard strategies. Okay, so this drives, sorry, on demand is whatever servers failed, that we can click that, it will be happen on demand. Yes, whenever needed, instantly, right? Yeah, normally daily backups, weekly backup, monthly backup, we can schedule. Daily early morning, not early morning, after business hours, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., automatically that will be happen. But next day morning, when we log in into the system, if any backup is failed, immediately we can run the on-demand backup. Yes, good question. So even on-demand backup also, we should not run in morning hours. After 2 p.m., we need to run that. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question. Clear, right? So this storage is normally if any client is required this services, AWS will give the information. We don't need to worry about. We no need to explain to the project team. I think you understand, Raghu.
I mean, I got it, but as a admin or the engineer, we should have the basic information. And also one more thing, on the storages, on the traditional or on-prem storage, we use the RAID technology. Whether if you use the file storage or the block storage, we will use the RAID technology for whatever
RAID.
storage we are using. So, do we need to use any of this concept in this any of the type services, or it won't be necessary?
Without RAID, they don't provide. So RAID technology is, it's a good technology. So currently we no need to go into the RAID. We no need to worry about RAID. RAID. So RAID means redundant array of inexpensive disk, in independent disk also we can say. So yeah, I think you have a very good hardware knowledge, Raghu. Don't worry. So RAID technology is very good technology. RAID technology is nothing but, for example, EBS volume, EBS volume. Yeah. So cloud is 100% secure. We are saying, right? Cloud is 100% secure. If the disk is
Yes.
failed, data will be gone, right? Yeah. So everyone, the non-IT guys, freshers. So we are talking about some RAID concept. Okay. So normally in our laptop, only one disk will be there. But server side, how many disks will be there? Number of disks will be there as per the requirement. So why we require number of drives? There we configure some RAID. RAID means redundant array of independent disk, right? So when we configure RAID, one disk is failed, data will not be lost anywhere. So I'll show you some overview. So these are very, very basics. These are all very basics. Okay. So earlier, when we use physical data centers, we used to configure this. Currently, we don't need to worry about. Currently, AWS is taking care. Okay. So here, if you search here, RAID levels. See here. So RAID levels and types explained. Okay. So if you open this here, click on this. What is RAID? Redundant array of independent disks. We discussed, right? Yeah. So here, for example, different RAIDs are there. Different RAIDs are there. RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 2, RAID 3, RAID 4, RAID 5, like that. So RAID 0 means it is this striping. Striping means, so minimum 2 disks required. This is for I'm talking about storage. Okay, don't confuse everyone. Okay, so I'm talking about storage only. Okay, so earlier we used to use this concepts. We used to configure manually in physical data centers. So currently we no need to worry about this. That will be taken care by AWS. Okay, yeah. RAID 0 means striping. Striping means minimum 2 disks required. So here, this 2 disks we attach to the server. We configure in the server. So this data, whatever data is stored in the drive, your system, that will be stored one file here, one file here, one file here, one file here, like this, sequentially, right? So like this it will store. So in this case, one disk is failed, what will happen? One disk is failed, what will happen? 50% of the data will be gone, because sequentially it is writing, right, data. One file in first disk, second file is in second disk, like that. Understand, right? For example, in your laptop, two disks are there. You are uploading some data. The data is writing sequentially. If the OS is corrupted or data is system is crashed, what will happen? Disk is corrupted. In case this second disk is corrupted, 50% of the data will be lost, because sequentially one by one files writing, right? Yeah, this is actually failed concept. Failed concept. Okay. So after this, RAID 1 mirroring. Mirroring means minimum 2 disks required. So whatever file is copied here, the same file is copying here also. Same files here, A1, A2, A3, A4, A1, A2, A3, A4. Right? Yeah. Duplication happening. Right? If one disk is failed, data will not be lost here. But this is bit costlier. This is bit costlier. Okay. This is also we are not using currently. Earlier we used to use, like in 90s and early 2000, we used to use this. Next one, RAID 2. See here, RAID 2, RAID 3, RAID 4. These are also failed concepts. RAID 2, RAID 3, RAID 4. RAID 5 success. RAID 5 currently also we are using. See here, RAID 5. So RAID 5 means here minimum 4 is required. Minimum 4 is required. So here first three drives, first three disks, sequentially the data is writing here A1, A2, A3. One parity disk will be available. One parity disk. Parity means 30% of the data will be shared here, stored here. So in this case, what will happen? In case one disk is failed, data will not be lost anywhere. Second disk is failed, data will be gone. 30% data will be gone. So these are all very old concepts actually. Okay. So next one, RAID 6 also there. RAID 6 also success. See here, RAID 6, two parity disks here. If two disks are failed, data will not be lost. Okay. So while working on VPC and other services, we'll go sometime. Yeah, we'll go. We'll discuss about this again. Okay. These are all very basic things. Okay. Fine, Raghu. Don't need to
Yes.
go this much of deeper. Don't need to go this much of deeper. Okay. No one will ask you what is RAID in interviews. Okay. Yeah, no one will ask you. Currently, we are using cloud infrastructure, right? Yeah.
And the last query, as you mentioned the AWS backup strategies, so the backup
Right.
will be happen on the tape libraries or the SATA disk, and from SATA it will discharge to the tape library.
Right. Right. Fine. Yeah, that is also a good one. So here, backup will is asking, Ravi is asking the question, backup will be happened on tape libraries or any disks, is asking. Okay. Yeah. So whatever backup we are taking, daily backups, back end there will be a data domain. Data domain. Data domain is nothing but one Dell hardware unit. Okay. So this is also not much important. Okay. We don't need to worry about where the backup is happening. We don't need to worry about. So in physical data centers, we used to use tape libraries and data domains. Okay. So daily backups normally that will be happened on data domain. Data domain is nothing but one hardware unit, Dell hardware unit, right? So data domain. So in this daily backups we can configure on the data domain. So data domain is a Dell hardware unit. In that there will be slots. In that slots there will be high-end capacity drives. In that high-end capacity drives, backup will be happened. Okay, if you search in Google data domain, you will see something here. Dell data domain images, for example. We get some hardware here. See here, these are the data domains. These are the data domains here. EMC data domain. So this is the backup drive, backup hardware. In this, there will be slots. In that slots, we insert hard disks, high capacity disks like 2 TB, 4 TB, 6 TB like that. In that backup will be happened. So this is back panel. So yeah, these are the SATA disks, different disks we can use here in the data domain. There will be slots. I'm trying to show you the slots. Data domain containers, disk containers. Yeah, if you open this cabinet, so this is the box, right? Cabinet. So if you click on this will be open like this. In that, disks will be disks available. That you can remove, you can insert whenever needed. Okay. If the disk is fail, normally we can remove that and we can insert the new disk. This is disk. Okay. Yeah. So these are all data domains. Okay. And weekly backup, monthly backup, we take into tape libraries. Tape libraries. What is tape library? Tape library is nothing but that is also one Dell hardware unit. In that slots will be there. We insert some tapes, high capacity tapes. In that tapes, backup will be happened. So the tapes, whatever tapes we are using, that we can remove once complete the backup. That tapes we can move to other location. So for example, this is data center. Okay. In the data center, we have backup tape library. In that library, we have tapes. We took the backup. We keep the tapes in that same data center. If anything goes wrong, anything fire happened, data will be gone, right? That is why you can remove the tapes. We can move to other location. Once the retention is completed, we can bring back that and we can reuse. These are all old methodologies. Okay, we used to use like this in physical data centers. So currently we are not doing this, but this is we need to understand this. Okay, yeah, clear, right, everyone? So data domains, tape libraries we use to take the backups. Okay, any other questions?
Sir, is it for
Okay,
cloud storage or are you taking, kind of
okay.
basics and
So
then common? Because
yeah,
I'm not feeling that it is related to cloud or something.
yeah, yeah.
Because I
So
am
actually this
totally new here, yeah.
we don't do this actually. We don't use currently. We don't need to worry about database. We don't need to worry about data domains. So normally physical data centers we used to use, but same strategies we are using. But we don't need to worry about data domain. We don't need to worry about tape libraries. That will be managed by AWS. They will manage. Okay, clear, right? So these are all not required basically, but we need to understand some basics here. Okay, clear, right, everyone?
We need an overview, sir.
Which one? Which one? Type library?
Yeah, AWS storage. Can you give a kind of little bit overview again?
AWS storage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So AWS storage is a space to store operating system, applications, databases. We use the different storages. Okay. Yeah. EBS volume is a block level storage. This storage we can attach to the servers, EC2 instances, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here 1 GB to 16 TB, we can create a volume. Volume is nothing but partition, right? That we can attach to the server. The volume speed is 3000, which we can say IOPS, input output per second. So we use the SSD drives here. This is a bit costlier compared to other storages. Okay, and S3, second one, regional storage, not global, regional. Okay. Next, the second storage S3. This is simple storage service. Thus, we can compare with Google Drive. It will work like Google Drive, right? We can store project data, KT files, shift to schedule, documents, SOPs, standard operating procedures, patches. We can store in the S3 storage. Okay. EFS, it is a file level system, file level storage. Elastic file system, file level storage. So to transfer files from region to region, zone to zone, we use the EFS. Okay. Glacier is a cheaper storage mainly for long-standing backups. So for example, more than 3 months, if you want to store the backup, we can use the Glacier. So when the project is completed, project team asks you to delete the server. By the time whatever data is available on the storage, that we need to save, right? If you save the data in EBS volume, this is pretty costlier. That is why we can move to Glacier to reduce the costing. So cloud is all about costing, okay? Cloud is all about costing. So wherever we can save the cost, we can save here. Fine. Next one, snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but one replica, one copy, right? So why we require snapshot here? While deploying applications, so project team asks you to take the snapshot, one copy. If the deployment is failed, they ask us to revert to original state. That is why we require snapshot. So backup, AWS backup means so daily backups, weekly backups, monthly backups, whatever data is available on the EBS volume, S3, EFS, all these things we can take into backups, right? Daily backup, weekly backup, monthly backup, on-demand backup. So you understand, right, everyone? So these services we can create. It is very easier to create, very simple, right? So by single click we can create. I'll show you. These are all very easier to manage. Okay.
Sir, we can use all the storage on our project?
Yes, we use. Yes,
Okay.
we use. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I provide you EC2 videos and Linux videos. So everyone can download that and you can go through that videos. Okay. So you can try to create EC2 instance, try to connect instance by following that videos. Okay. So once the classes resume by 16, by the time again we have live classes, live sessions. Okay. So meanwhile you can go through that so that you will understand better. Okay. Fine.
16 mean May
Clear?
16th, sir. Now
I
it's
am
looking.
returning on 16th. Maybe 16th will start or 17th morning will start. I'll inform. Okay. Yeah. And if possible, I'll take few classes, online classes. Okay. If internet is available, everything is available, I'll take. Fine. Yeah. Any questions? Any other questions? Anyone? So we can stop here. Yeah. If you have any questions while working on EC2 or while connecting servers, you can post in the group. Okay. So if anyone already practice, they give response or else I give response. Okay. So meanwhile, you can create account today itself. If not created account, AWS account, you can create account today. Fine. Yeah. So everything will be shared in the group only. If any updates are there, I'll share in the group. Just follow the group. Check the group. Okay. Fine. Yeah. We can stop here. Yeah. Thank you all.